Changing career trends. 100 years ago, in most of the world, people didn't have much choice about the work that they would do, where they would do it, or how they would do it. If their parents were farmers, they became farmers. The society and tradition determined their profession. 20 years ago, in many countries, people could choose their livelihood. They also had the certainty of a job for life, but they usually couldn't choose to change from employer to another or from one profession to another. Today, this is not always the case. Career counselors tell us that the world of work is already changing fast and will change dramatically in the next 25 years. Job security. The situation varies from country to country, but in today's economy, there is generally less job security worldwide. Even in Japan, where people traditionally had very secure job for life, there is now no promise of a lifetime job with the same company. One reason for the lack of job security is the worldwide decrease in manufacturing jobs. Another reason is employers' need to hold down costs. This has resulted in two enormous changes for the workforce. First, employers are creating more and more temporary jobs because they didn't need because they don't need to pay health insurance or other benefits to employees in these positions, as they would do to people in permanent posts. Second, more and more companies are outsourcing. In other words, they are closing offices and factories and sending work to other areas of the country or to other countries where labor is cheaper. This happens with factory work and computer programming. Also the call center industry on the move, mostly to India. Increasingly, when customers in Canada, the United States, England, and Australia call a company to order a product or ask for help with their computer, they actually speak with someone in India, although they might not know it. India is popular with companies because there is a well-educated workforce, salaries are much lower than in other countries, and educated people are already fluent in English. New call center employees in India spend months in training. They learn to use the accent of their customers, Australian or American, for example. The effect of insecurity. On the surface, it may seem that lack of job security is something undesirable. Indeed, pessimists point out that it is certainly a cause of stress. Many people find an identity, a sense of self through their work. When they lose their job or are afraid of losing it, they also lose their self-confidence or belief in their own ability. That causes worry and depression. In Japan, for example, the daily newspaper Asahi reports a sudden rise in the number of businessmen who need psychological help for their clinical depression. However, this decrease in job security may not necessarily be something bad. It is true that these days workers must be more flexible, able to change to fit new situations. But optimists claim that flexible people are essentially happier, more creative, and more energetic than people who are rigid. Job hopping. Jumping from job to job or job hopping has always been more common in some professions, such as building construction, and not very common in other professions like medicine and teaching. Today, job hopping is increasingly common in many fields because of globalization, technology, and a movement from manufacturing to service in developed countries. For example, people with factory jobs in industrial nations lose their jobs when factories move to countries where the pay is lower. The workers then need to upgrade their skills to find a new job. This is stressful, but the new job is usually better than the old one. Because technology changes fast, workers need continuing education if they want to keep up with the field. Clearly, technology provides both challenges and opportunities. Telecommuting. In many ways, technology is changing the way people work. There are advantages and disadvantages to this. In some professions, for instance, telecommuting is now possible. People can work at home for some or all of the week and communicate by computer, telephone, and fax. An advantage of this is that it saves them from the stress of commuting to the workplace. It also allows them to plan their own time. On the other hand, it is difficult for some people to focus on work when they are at home. The refrigerator, TV, and their children often distract them. Telecommuters must have enormous discipline and organizational skills. Technology is changing the way people work in another way, in the use of cell phones. There is an advantage. Customers and clients have access to business people at any time, anywhere. However, there is also a drawback. Many business people don't want to be available day and night. They prefer to have a break from the work life. Workaholism. In the 21st century, workaholism will continue to be a fact of life for many workers. Workaholics are as addicted to their work as other people are to drugs. This sounds like a problem, but it isn't always. Some people overwork, but don't enjoy their work. They don't have time for their family, friends, or leisure activities such as hobbies, sports, and movies. These people become tired, angry, and depressed. The tension and stress often cause physical symptoms such as headaches. However, other people love their work and receive great pleasure from it. These people appear to be overworking, but are actually very happy. Psychologists tell us that the most successful people in the changing world of work are flexible, creative, disciplined, and passionate about their work. But they are also people who make time for relaxing activity and for other people. They enjoy their work and enjoy time away from it too.